Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Cards and Dice TV, and we are replaying the 2019 Mets season. It's the third game of, I believe it's a three-game series. It's the Mets at Washington, and it's going to be Zack Wheeler. And I feel terrible that the Mets were not able to re-sign Zack Wheeler because they really need him right now. They're having a lot of 2020 pitching issues, and Zack Wheeler was really coming into his own. And it's going to be against the veteran Anibal Sanchez, who had a pretty good season for the Washington Nationals in 2019. He was 11-8 with a 3.85 ERA. Zack Wheeler was 11-8 with a 3.96 ERA. So both these pitchers can last. Zack Wheeler's endurance is a 10, and Anibal Sanchez is a 9. And the way that you handle those endurance numbers, it's just like points. And every inning he pitches, he uses a point. If he gives up at least one run, he loses a point. And every time he goes through the lineup, he loses a point. When you used up the whole 10 points, then he gets pulled or he has to pitch fatigued. So I'm right about to get started. It's going to be Mcneil playing third base, leading off. Alonso at first base, batting second. In the third spot is Conforta, the right fielder. Cleanup is Ramos, the catcher. Fifth is Robbie Cano. I'm glad to see him back in the lineup. He's one of my favorite players, and he's having a great 2020 season. J.D. Davis in left field. He's batting sixth. Batting seventh is Rosario. Ahmed Rosario, the shortstop. Batting eighth is Juan Lagares, the center fielder, who was lost. Well, he was released, and now the Mets just picked him up again. So he left for a few months, and now he joined the Mets after being with the Mets for the last 6, 7, 8 years. And finally, Zack Wheeler on the mound. And for the Nationals, it's going to be Turner leading off, the shortstop. Cabrera batting second at second base. The third baseman is Rendon, and he is batting third. Batting cleanup is Juan Soto, left fielder. Batting fifth is Zimmerman, the first baseman. Batting sixth is Suzuki, the catcher. Batting seventh is Victor Robles, the center fielder. Gerardo, the baby shark power, batting ninth. And Anibal Sanchez in the 9-hole as the pitcher on the mound. He will be facing Jeff Mcneal. The way you play deep drive baseball is 3 D10s, and you read the red and then the white. So if it's 0 to 49, it's off the batter card. If it's 50 to 99, it's off the pitcher card. But then there's a twist. If you hit deep drive, you're going to look on the batter card in his deep drive section. And this represents his extra base hits, which makes this game really, really unique. There's also a ballpark card that has an effect as well. In some parks, it's much harder to hit a home run than in others, and so on and so forth. So that's a big part of this game as well. So it has a little bit of everything. I would say it's a nice combination between Strat with the 50-50, APA with the simplicity, in terms of just the cards, how the cards look. They're very easy to read, very clean. Then it's got a little Status Pro in it. It's got a little bit of everything, really, and you can try it out for $1. And if you want to buy a season, they have a handful of seasons, and you can pick those up for $12. You have to do your own printing. That's the catch. Also, you can join the Facebook group called Deep Drive Baseball, and you can come over there and you can hang out and ask questions and have discussions about the game. So Here's going to be Animal Sanchez. He checks in with Suzuki, takes the sign, winds and deals, and that is a 60, and that is ball 4. So he loses Mcneil. And Mcneil's on at first with a walk. And Mcneil is a 1D base stealer, but Sanchez is a +1, and Suzuki may be a +1. Not sure. He is a +1, so it's a 3D. We're going to roll. We're looking for something very low. 25, I do not believe is low enough in this situation. I do not believe it's low enough. Hold on, my sound is going out on me. There we go. Let's quickly take a look at the stolen base chart. A 3D would be 0 to 12. Yeah, this is above 0 to 12 for the stolen base, and then 13 to 28 caught stealing. And we rolled a 25, and there goes Mcneil, and the throw down, and he is out. Holy smokes! So a D gets thrown out a lot. That's what I just found out. He is a D, and he does so. So Mcneil is thrown out, and with Alonso batting, that's going to be a 2 to 4 caught stealing. So 1 out. Here's Pete Alonso. That's a 29. It's a strikeout. 2 away. And next is Michael Conforta. 38 is an out. What kind of an out? That 8 tells us it's going to be a fly ball, left field, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, none left. Go to the bottom of the first. Trey Turner facing Zack Wheeler. Here's the pitch. The green die tells you the type of out it is. So when it is an out, like right now, it's a slow ground ball to the shortstop. So Rosario is going to charge that bare hands and throw to first, and low throw, but nice scoop by Pete Alonso. Trey Turner, just get Trey Turner by half a step. He can fly down the line. RJL, let's go Mets. Just watch the doubleheader. I don't know if you watched that against the Yankees. That was a blast. This is 76, and that's going to be a defensive result. So we are going to roll the 2D10 again and see what that comes up. A 59 takes us to a range play, and that is a ball that's hit up the middle and past the diving second baseman Cabrera, who doesn't have – oh, I'm sorry. That's past Cano, who does not have – at 36 – does not have the range that he once had. So Cabrera's on with a single. Now we're going to throw that D20, and that D20, if it's a 1, it's going to be a wall. It's a potential wild pitch, pass ball, and so on. Anthony Rendon had a heck of a season. 33 and a 9, and that is a fly ball, center field. Drifting under it is Lagares. Out number 2. Cleanup batter Juan Soto bats from the left side. Here's the pitch from the Wheeler dealer, Zack Wheeler. And that's a 76 and an 8, and that a defensive result once again. Let's see if it's a range or an error. It will be a range, 87, and that is a center fielder, I believe. Lagares is at least a 3, and he makes a running catch in the gap to retire the sides, and we'll make sure he's at least a 3 to know that he runs that down. And Lagares is a 2. So let's see. He may not run that down. I may have to erase. So what do we have? An 87 on a 2, and that drops in for Lagares. So Lagares has lost a step over the years. He won a Gold Glove earlier in his career, but he did not get a good jump on that and drops in for a base hit. And Cabrera may make it to third base with 2 outs, and he does. And we'll double check that on the run chart. We'll get rid of the game yesterday. Mets won at 6-2. DeGrom pitched 8 innings of shutout ball. And the game before that, it was 16-4 Mets. So the Mets are on a 2-game winning streak. And it's going to be question mark for Cabrera to get to third, because that was a SI 87. 87 is a single SI, no plus. So we're gonna have to roll to see if he makes it to third, but we're gonna try it. And he makes it to third easily. So first and third with 2 outs. Soto singles. Drops in front of the center fielder, Lagares. We're checking for that wild pitch. There's nothing there. Ryan Zimmerman had 190 plate appearances, 6 home runs. Hey there, brother. You're talking. Okay. Ray, Al Red Sox fan in the house. All right. There's a pitch. It's a 34 and a 3. That's going to be off Zimmerman. And a 3 is going to be a bouncer to the first baseman, Alonso. Takes it himself, and that retires the side. The Nats leave 2, score none, and at the end of 1 complete, no score. Wilson Ramos leads it off. Here's the pitch from Anibal Sanchez. That's a 0-9. That's line base hit. Left center field. Ramos, known as the Buffalo, is on at first, and here's Robbie Cano. I'm going to throw that 20-sided die, looking for that 1. There's nothing there, and that's a 69. Uh-oh. A 69 with a 2, and that's going to be a K. So Cano swings and misses at a ball that was outside the strike zone. And it's J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis has good power and a decent batting average for the Mets in 2019. That's a 19, and that's a base on balls. So that puts runners on, pushes Ramos to second base, runners on first and second for Ahmed Rosario. Ahmed Rosario ended the season with a 287 batting average. It's pretty decent. He has a tendency he's aggressive swinger. Does swing at things that are not always in the strike zone. So here's a pitch from Anibal Sanchez. It's a 72. That's going to be a defensive result. Let's see if that's going to be a kind of 60. And that is a ground ball to the third baseman. And there's going to be a throw to second for 1, back to first, not in time. So it's Rendon to Cabrera, and the throw to first, not in time. Rosario beats it out. So that's going to put runners on first and third for Juan Lagares. Here's the pitch to Lagares, and that is a 42 and a 6, and that is ripped to the shortstop. Turner, he's up with it, flips to Cabrera at second, and that retires the side. Mets leave 2, 1 hit, and score none. We go to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Kurt Suzuki. I got that game small ball. I picked that up, $20. I mean, you can't beat that. Looks like a lot of fun, easy to play, quick play. It says it takes 20 minutes, and by the look of it, it looked even faster than that. The guy kind of did a tutorial, and it was like he rolled 3 dice, and it was 3 outs, and he was like, "Well, I'll do another inning because that went so fast." So I guess if you do a lot of talking, it would be longer than 20 minutes. But if you just play the game, I don't see it being 20 minutes. I see it being less. And I'm going to do an unboxing with that game. I will do an unboxing with that game so you guys can check it out. It looks like fun, not expensive, and I think it's called small ball because it's kind of takes you back to the game in the 70s, when there was stolen bases and bunting. Kurt Suzuki, here's a pitch from Zack Wheeler. That's a 59. That's laced to the opposite field. So Suzuki showing off the skills with the stick. He's on at first. Victor Robles is up. He got good power, got good speed. He does it all. It's almost a 58, and that is a base hit. Suzuki's going to stop at second. So back-to-back singles for Suzuki and Robles. Here comes the baby shark Para. Here's the pitch from Wheeler, and it's an 89 and a 9. That's a fly ball center field. 1 away. Sanchez is going to square to bunt, and for that we do have to look at a chart, and it's this chart right here, the bunt chart. It's pretty simple. So we're just going to roll. You just roll like a regular bat, but he squares. So Sanchez squares, and that is an 18. An 18 is a strikeout, and he fouls one off. That's going to be 2 strikes on the batter now. So I will bunt again. I will attempt to do it again. That's a 13. That is strike 3. So Anibal Sanchez fails to move the runners over. And here's Trey Turner with runners on first and second. Again, we have to throw that 20-sided die, looking for that wild pitch, and that's a 41. That's going to be a fly ball. Can of corn to left field. And the Nats again leave 2, score none, and we go to the top of the third, no score. So one thing about deep drive baseball, it plays very quickly. Salvador's in the house. Dead ball. Have not tried it. Have not tried it. I have so much in my hands right now in terms of what I have on my table. You know, I really want to give these, really enjoy these games. I've already invested in them. You know, I got payoff pitch, and I got inside pitch, and now I have deep drive. I also have on my table, I have pine tar. So I got a lot of invested here. So why do so I'm taking it easy on picking up any new games. I did pick up this game, Dead Small Ball, because it seems so simple. When I looked at $20 price tag, I was like, and it's cool. It's got, each die represents a player. So you roll a die, and that's your player, and whatever the result is on the die, that's what it is. It was straightforward, and that's one thing I always loved about APBA. It was so simple, All right, so Zack Wheeler here in the top of the third. But let us know what dead balls are all about. I know some of the guys out there have tried it. It's a ground ball to second baseman, Cabrera. Cabrera played with the Mets, and he was an important part of the Mets' 2016 wild card run. Cabrera was big down the stretch, hit 22 home runs for the Mets that season. I believe it was about 22 home runs. Jeff Mcneil, but there was some clutch home runs. And here's the pitch to Mcneil, and that's line drive, base hit, center field. So Mcneil's on with a single. He's batting .320 in our replay. He's having a good season. Here's Pete Alonso. Power hitting Pete Alonso's got 37 home runs on the season. We're in the beginning of September. And here's the pitch to Alonso. It's a 43-0. That's lined and caught by the shortstop. It could turn into a double play, and no. So that's 2 outs. And here's Michael Conforta. Good power for Michael. He hit 33 home runs in 2019. And here's the pitch to Conforta. That's a 50. Uh-oh, that's a deep drive off the bat of Conforta. I'm going to see what happens here. And that ball is off the wall. That's going to be a double, and Mcneil's going to come around to score. So the Mets take a 1-0 lead on a 2-out RBI double by Michael Conforta. 1-0 Mets, and here's Wilson Ramos. Throw that 20-sided die, looking for that one. We don't get it. And I'd say 0-0. That is going to be a deep drive off the bat of Ramos, and that ball is out of here. Ramos gets a hold of one, drives it deep to left center field. Back goes Robles and Soto, and they look up, and that is gone. 2-run shot, and the Mets take a 3-0 lead. And up comes Robbie Cano. So Sanchez wishes he had that pitch back. 3-0 Mets here in the top of the third. Pitch to Cano, and that is a 67. That's strike 3. Second time Cano struck out. But the Mets pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, the big hit being the 2-run shot by Wilson Ramos. Go to the bottom of the third. Is Cabrera leading it off against Zack Wheeler. It's a 26 and a 2, and that is a strikeout. That's the second strikeout of Zack Wheeler. Wheels, they call him. Anthony Rendon. Tony Two Bags, 44 and a 6, and that is ripped to short. Backhanded by Rosario. Long throw to first and high throw, but nice stretch and tag by Alonso. 2 outs, and Juan Soto singled in the first inning. And he strikes out here, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down for Zack Wheeler. We go to J.D. Davis in the top of the fourth. Here's a pitch from Anibal Sanchez, a 14, and that's a ground ball and through the left side for a base hit. So J.D. is on at first. Here's Ahmed Rosario. Oh, it's a 1, so we have a potential for a wild pitch. Pass ball. It's going to be a 92. Let's see what that tells us. A 92 says if catcher pass ball rating is a D or an F, it's going to be a pass ball. So let's see what happens here, because Suzuki's pass ball rating is a C, so no pass ball. Blocks it. Rosario, another opportunity. And again, throw that 20-sided die. There's, oh, another one, another potential for a wild pitch. Wait a second. Let's see what happens here. All right, that's a 36 this time. And the 36 says wild pitch C, D, or F. And he is a wild pitch A, so he's a control pitcher. So there's no wild pitch here. So again, a ball that that is blocked by Suzuki. And for the third time, here goes Rosario. And that is a 41-0. That's line and caught by the first baseman. And, oh, he steps on the bag for a double play. Got back there right before J.D. Davis. So it's an L3 double play. 2 outs now. Juan Lagares is up. Nobody, 2 out, nobody on. And that's a 61, and that is a base on balls. Lagares walks. That brings up Zack Wheeler. You get a pitcher. All the pitchers have a card in deep drive baseball. A lot of fun. Plays very quickly. And I'm looking at RJL's comment about replay. I feel inside pitch is better system than replay. I think that replay, again, I'm just sharing what I know. Replay has the advantage, and I'll tell you why. Because they have a computer system where they can simulate, the data, the matrix 1,000 times. Where you can play every player, every card, and see how he does in a 162-game season in a few minutes. Whereas inside pitch doesn't have that ability. Now, that's not to say that inside pitch isn't a great game. I really highly enjoy inside pitch. I'm just saying that, Strat has the same advantage. They have a simulated system, a sim system that can replay the game and the stats and the card ratings and so forth, 5 times, 10 times, 50 times, 100 times, and then they can look and see what the results are. And if the results are realistic, then they're like, okay, if the results are off by a lot for some reason, then they can always make adjustments. So I think that's the advantage of replay baseball. And I'm telling you that I'm using replay baseball all the time for 71, for 69, 71, 76, 82, 83. I've used it multiple times for 82 and 83. I used it for 87. I used it for 2015, 2014. And every single time, very realistic results. Very realistic results. So, again, I really enjoyed both games, so I can't tell you for sure. Zack Wheeler, I'm not going to say one is better than the other. I just haven't seen a system yet that is going to really give me the exact, the exact stats that guys had. This is a ground ball to the second baseman. Cabrera steps on the bag, and that retires the side. So the Mets leave 2, score none. Oh, it was 1 hit, not 2. And they actually leave 1, not because it was a line drive double play. And when there's a line drive, what you do in deep drive baseball is you roll, right? You roll, and if it's a 0-0 to 0-9, it's a double play. All right, Ryan Zimmerman against Zack Wheeler in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That's an 86 and a 5, and that is bouncer to second base. Cano throws out Zimmerman. Kurt Suzuki, who singled. It's a 75. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Wheeler. 2 outs. And here's Robles. Victor Robles. And he swings and misses. Back-to-back Ks. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the 5th. Jeff Mcneil. Mcneil is 1 for 1 with a walk. Scored a run. 48 and a 3. And here he grounds it to the first baseman, Zimmerman. 1 down. Pete Alonso's next. Alonso's 0 for 2. He lined out and struck out. And that's a deep drive off the bat of Alonso. And that ball is 1 hop off the wall. Alonso into second base standing with a 1-out double. So he's 1 for 3 today. And here's Michael Conforta. We're going to throw that 20-sided die to see if there's a wild pitch. Nothing there. Here's Michael Conforta, a 35 and a 0. That's line and caught by the third baseman, and no double play, L5. Here's Wilson Ramos. Ramos hit a 2-run homer earlier, and he has an opportunity to hit another one right here. This is a deep drive, lifted to deep left center field, and that ball is out of here. Wilson Ramos with his second home run of the game, a 2-run shot, and that puts the Mets up 5-0. So Wilson Ramos getting the best of Anibal Sanchez. And I think it's an automatic fatigue at 6 runs, not 5. Can't really remember, but I'm the commissioner, so. All right, here's Robbie Cano with nobody on and 2 out. 5-0 Mets. The star of the game, the offensive star, is Wilson Ramos with 2 home runs today. That's a 49 and an 8, and that's a fly ball left field. Over is Soto. Squeeze it for the out. And that's 2 runs on 2 hits. Mets lead at 5-0. Gerardo Parra, the baby shark. Yeah, RJL. No, I'm talking about what you're talking about. I'm talking about the cards and dice. You see, so this is what they do. They create ratings for the players, and those are the same ratings that are used on the PC version. So then they play that as many times as they want to ensure that the results are going to be realistic. That's what I'm trying to say. So if, let's say, they got a lot, they have a card like Alonso's, right? And he had 53 home runs, and they replay it 20 times, and every time he's got 41 home runs. Well, they can adjust the card and say, well, we need to raise his home run probability. So then they replayed another 15 times, and now he's hitting 49, 53, 47, 56, and okay, now we got it. Let's sim it another 10 times or another 15 times and make sure, everything is in place. That's the advantage to having a sim engine. It's like having a test pilot, right? That sort of thing. That's what I meant. So, yeah. So, that's the advantage. I think that would be advantage for me. If I could run something and test it, it's like coming up with a recipe and being able to have 1,000 people, taste it before I serve it, in my restaurant. That would be an advantage for me because now I have that feedback of 1,000 people versus somebody that just makes it with the best ingredients and with the, and so on, and then just serves it to one person. And now what do? That person doesn't like it. Is it a bad hamburger? Maybe not. Anyway, I don't know why I turned it into hamburgers. Parra. So it's 5-0 Mets, bottom of the 5th. And it's a 78 and a 9. A 78 is going to be a defensive result. It's really one chart. That's all I'm using. And we're going to roll. It's a 61, so that's going to be on the range, and that's a play by the third baseman. Now, Mcneal is not a very good third baseman, so I'm going to have to check what kind of third baseman he is. Not very good third baseman because, they played him all over. Actually, he is a decent third baseman, according to this system. And we rolled a 61, and he's going to make that play. So nice play by Mcneil at third, throw to first in time to get Sanchez. To get Parra, excuse me. Now it's Sanchez batting. And it's the bottom of the 5th. I'm not going to hit for him. It's 5-0. You know what? 5 5-0. He's gone 5. He's gone through the lineup twice. That's 7. He's given up a run. That's 8. He's a 9. He can go like one more inning. So I'm going to pull him. I'm going to pinch hit. I don't like to start pinch hitting that early, simply because, I feel it's going to be Matt Adams. And maybe I should keep – I'm going to use you know what? I'm going to use a guy named Stevenson. Stevenson's going to pinch hit. I'm going to save Adams in case the game, the bases are loaded or something like that. He's more of a power hitter. So here is Stevenson. Here's the pitch from Wheeler, a 97. And that is line and caught by Alonso. Next up, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, is Trey Turner. It's 5-0 Mets. Here's the pitch from Wheeler, 52. And that is a deep drive off the bat of Turner. And a 46 is going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into the left field corner. And Davis better hurry. Gets it to the cutoff man, and a big turn around second for Turner, who can fly. But he's going to hold there down by 5 runs. Not going to try with 2 outs. Doesn't want to make that third out at third base. So Cabrera now, 2 outs, run around second. We're going to throw that 20-sided die. I don't know what happened to it. Here it is. And here goes. It's 16, and that is a base on balls. So a 2-out double and now a walk. And the Nats have a little something going with Anthony Rendon coming up next. Here's a wild pitch roll. Nothing there. Here's the pitch to Rendon from Wheeler, and that's a 61. That is a single base hit, and Turner's going to score. Cabrera is a blank with 2 outs. Blank with 2 outs. We're going to roll to get him to third base. And he does. He makes it there. So it's going to be an RBI single for Rendon. Lines one to left center field, cut off by the center fielder, Lagares. RBI. Turner scores. That's the first run. And going to third is Cabrera. First and third now. And here's Juan Soto. Still no movement in the Mets bullpen. And here's the pitch to Soto. It's a 46, and that is a little nubber to the third baseman. Charging it is Mcneal. Bare hands to throw to first, and he is safe. No, he is out. He is out, says the umpire. Soto thought he was safe. That's going to be a great play by Mcneal. And this is going to go. They're going to put the headsets on. Going to have to check this out. But for now, so far, it's 1 run on 2 hits. And let's see what happens. Nope, he is out. They confirmed the call. Good call at first base. All right. So we're going to get a new pitcher. And that new pitcher is going to be, who's it going to be? We're going to bring in, we got that's a righty. We got a couple of righties coming up. So we are going to bring Wander Sueros coming in. So Sanchez is out, and Sanchez went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, 5 earned runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 2 home runs, struck out 3, and he walked 1, 2, 3 actually, and no hit by pitch, no wild pitch. So that's the line. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs allowed, both by Wilson Ramos. And Wander Sueros in there now. Going to pitch against J.D. Davis. That's a 22, and that is a K. Davis down looking. Ahmed Rosario's up. He's 0 for 2. And that is a 87, and that's line and caught by Zimmerman. Here's Juan Lagares, top of the 6th, 5-0 Mets. That's a 12, and that is a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts for Suero. No runs, no hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Zimmerman leading it off against Zack Wheeler. 5-1. Let's fix that score. 5-1. It's a 60, and that is a base hit for Ryan. And that's cut off by the left fielder. Davis gets it in quickly. Kurt Suzuki. Oh, that's a potential wild pitch. Let's see what happens. And it's a 10. What does a 10 tell us? A 10 says pitcher wild pitch rating F, and no, he's a wild pitch rating C. So no wild pitch there. Suzuki again. We're going to throw that D20. There's the pitch to Suzuki. That's a 55. That's going to be line base hit. And Zimmerman's going to stop at second. First to second. Again, they're 4 runs down. Play it safe. Victor Robles. Now there's some action in the Mets bullpen. That's a 59. That's a base hit. Little blooper, little flare that drops in there in front of Lagares. And the bases are going to be loaded. For Gerardo Parra. Infield's back for the Mets. That's a 69. Strike 3. Parra down swinging. You got a pinch hitter. And this time it's going to be Adams. Power hitter. Matt Adams. That's from the left side. Steps into the box. And here's the swing. And that is popped up. No, strikeout. Strike 3. So Adams swings and misses. And that's 2 outs now. So Zack Wheeler is one out away from getting out of this bases loaded, nobody out situation. Trey Turner steps in the box. Trey Turner today, he's 1 for 3 with a double. And no one there. So here's the pitch to Turner. That's a 0-7. That's a deep drive. Uh-oh, this is trouble. This could be a grand slam. And it's a 50. It won't be. It's going to be a double. 2 runs are going to score. Let's see. We're going to try to score Robles. And he may score. Robles, I believe, is super fast. This game not going to be tied. It'll be 5-4 if we can get Victor Robles to score. And he does score. That's a bases clearing 2-out double by Trey Turner. And now it's 5-4 the score here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's going to be it for Wheeler. And who are we going to bring in? We can go 2 at least. We're going to bring in Lugo. Seth Lugo's coming in. He is the guy for the Mets in 2019. We got Cabrera, who's a switch hitter. We're going to bring in Lugo to face Cabrera. Here he is, Seth Lugo. And we're going to have to pull a double switch because Wheeler is due up. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Smith. Oh, right, Dominic Smith is injured. Can't bring him in. Let me take a look at my replay roster. Let's see who the Mets have available. They got Frazier, Guillorme, Frazier. Let's see. Sure, it's not left field. I'm going to put Mcneil in left field, and we're going to bring in Frazier to play third base. And then my left fielder, J.D. Davis, is going to get pulled, and that's where the pitcher's going to go. So we're pulling a quick double switch, and now it's Lugo's in there. The tying run is at second base, 2 outs. That was 3 runs scored there on that bases clearing double by the shortstop, Trey Turner. That's the second double in this game for Turner. He hit one in the 5th and another one in the 6th. It's 5-4 now in the bottom of the 6th. Tying run is at second base. Cabrera at the plate. Going to roll that D20. See, a 1 would get us to roll for that Wild pitch, pass ball. Here's the pitch from Lugo. That's a 66. And he strikes out Cabrera. Big K for Seth Lugo. Does the job. And that retires the side, but not before the Nats come up with 3 runs on 4 hits. And we go to the top of the 7th. 5-4 the score. Frazier's leading it off. Let's find Frazier. Frazier had 2 home runs in yesterday's game. So he was the offensive star in yesterday's game. Todd Frazier against we're gonna need a new pitcher as well. So let me look and see who I can bring in here. I'm gonna have to at least throw 1 pitch. That's gonna be a walk. See, I have the whole roster here on Replay Baseball, so then I can go in there and I can say, okay, this guy, even though it's already in September, so they have like a full roster. So there are a lot of players available. So okay, we're gonna bring in Rodney. Fernando Rodney. He is the green arrow or the black arrow, if you will. All right, and Rodney's in there. And here's the pitch to Todd Frazier, top of the 7th, 5-4. Mets are up. That's a 61, and that is line base hit. So Frazier continues his hot hitting. He's on at first. All right, Jeff Mcneil. And here's the pitch. Yeah, that's a 93. That's lined and caught by the shortstop. Could it be a double play? And no. 1 away. So Mcneil hit it on the screws, but right at the shortstop who went up for it. Turner went up for it and brought it back down. Good play. And here is Pete Alonso. No wild pitch there. And that's a 42 and a 7. That is a deep drive to left field. Back goes Soto to the track, to the wall, and makes the catch. So Alonso gave it a ride, but did not carry out of the ballpark. 2 outs now here in the top of the 7th with a runner at first. And it is Michael Conforto. Here's the pitch from Rodney. That's a 99 and 8, and that is a fly ball center field. Cruising under it is Victor Robles. He's there, makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 5-4 Nats. Seth Lugo's still in there for the Mets. Here's the pitch to Anthony Rendon, a 67. That is strike 3. So far, Lugo's faced 2 batters and struck out both. Lugo had a great season for the Mets in 2019. 2.70 ERA, 7-4 record. 31 and a 0. That is going to be a strikeout. So Soto. So far, Lugo struck out every man he's faced. And here is Ryan Zimmerman with a 56, and that is a hit by pitch. So Zimmerman gets plunked. And he trots on down to first base. That's the tying run. With 2 outs, we roll that, looking for that 1 to see if there's a wild pitch or a, that's a 60, and that is strike 3. And Suzuki strikes out to end the inning. So no runs, no hits, 1 left on base. We're going to give that hit by pitch, put it on Lugo's stats. Wheeler went 5 2/3, and he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs. Wheeler walked one, and struck out a bunch. Struck out 5, struck out 7, and he gave up no home runs, no hit by pitch, no wild pitch. But it's Lugo who's the man right now, and he can still go 1 more inning. So we're going to keep him in there, and then we'll bring in Diaz, who's the nightmare closer for the Mets. Wilson Ramos, and we're going to pull Rodney. He can only go 1 inning, so we're going to pull Rodney there. And we are going to bring in Strickland. Hunter Strickland is going to face Wilson Ramos. And the good thing about deep drive baseball is you get every player. You get every player that played. You get almost a batting card for every pitcher as well. Very nice game. It's a lot of fun to play. It's very easy to play. Modern games take a little bit longer because you have to do a lot of the pitching changes, and that slows things down immensely. Just a heads up on that. But if you're playing 70s or 80s games, man, you can play these games in 25 to 30 minutes. You can play a game easily. There's not a lot of chart lookups. 90% of everything is off the cards, if not more than that. Hunter Strickland. All right, he's facing Wilson Ramos. Wilson Ramos is 3 for 3 today with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. That's a 59, and that is a line drive base hit. Ramos is 4 for 4. Look at that. It's on at first, the Buffalo, and up comes Robbie Cano. And here's the pitch. That's a 32 and a 2, and that is a hard hit ground ball right at the first baseman. Zimmerman goes to Cabrera for 1, back to Zimmerman, and it's a 3-6-3 double play. 2 out. So Cano is 0 for 4 today. And the pitcher spot. Hate to pull Lugo. We're going to let Lugo bat. And we're going to let Lugo bat, and Lugo is a D batter. We're going to bring that pitcher hitting card D. We're going to let Lugo bat. Nobody's on base, so I don't have to roll that 20-sided die. It's a 41 and a 2, and he swings and misses. That's a strikeout. So that is the pitcher. And that's no runs, 1 hit, none left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Seth Lugo's in there for 1 more inning. Kurt Suzuki. Oh, actually, it's Robles. Victor Robles, Parra, and a pinch hitter. Here's the pitch from Lugo, a 29er, and that is defense. So let's take a look at the defense. Let's roll for that. We are in the bottom of the 8th, 5-4 Mets. Defensive result, and that is a 44. That's going to be unless the pitcher's a 5. Seth Lugo is a defensive 3, so that's going to be a ball that's past Lugo into center field for a base hit. So Robles, his 3rd hit of the game, is on with a single. That's the tying run. Parra now. Parra's going to square to bunt. Let's try to bunt him over. So we're just going to roll like we normally would. We're going to look at Parra's 32 and a 6, and that's going to be an out. 0-5. Have to roll that once. All right, let's roll. And that's a 3. Defensive manager can attempt a play on the lead runner. Do I want to do that? No, Victor Robles is super fast. So I definitely don't want to do that. So it's a good sacrifice. Who's it to? It's to the pitcher. 3, so it's a sack. 1-4. Robles moves over. That's the tying run at second base now. So Parra with a good bunt. And we're going to get a pinch hitter. And we're going to bring in Adam Eaton. Adam Eaton is up. Bats from the left side. Going to throw that 20-sided die, looking for that 1. Here's the pitch from Lugo. That's a 27-0, and that is a defensive result again. So we're going to roll, see what it is. A 46, and that is a ground ball to the first baseman. And Alonso is going to take it himself. That's going to allow Robles to move to third, so it's a G3. And we go to Turner. Trey Turner. Trey Turner, who's 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, has driven in 3 runs, cleared the bases in the 6th inning to make the score 5-4, and now he's up again. Lugo's going to be very, very cautious with Turner because he's swinging a hot bat here with the tying run 90 feet away. in the very extremely speedy Victor Robles. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets are up 5-4. Here's the pitch from Lugo. And check for that wild pitch. There's nothing there. All right, and that is an 84, and that is a ground ball to the second baseman, Cano, over to first, and that retires the side. So Lugo gets out of trouble. No runs, 1 hit, 5-4 Mets, top of the 9th. And we're going to see a new pitcher for the Mets in that 9th inning. It's going to be Diaz. Got to do it. Actually, you get a negative modifier if you don't bring in the closer. If I wanted to game the system and be like, you know what, I'm not going to bring him in because he really sucked. Well, guess what? I would get a negative modifier, and all my pitchers would be fatigued when they came in. Yep, that's so guys don't game the system, and they're not like, well, I know that this guy didn't do good, so I'm not going to use him. I'm going to use this other guy who had like a 0.8 ERA and who pitched 27 innings or 21 innings. I'll use him as my closer. And that way I'll make it to the World Series. Edwin Diaz. Horrible. See what happens here. His stats in 2019 with 2-7 with a 5.59 ERA. Gave up like 15 home runs for a closer. That's a ton of home runs. And this is the exact opposite of the season he had the year prior where he was dominant for the Mariners. The Mets were really excited when they got him. All right, it's going to be Rosario up. And Strickland, we're going to get a new pitcher. And it's going to be, who's it going to be? Let's see. New pitcher is going to be Danny Hudson. Daniel Hudson's coming in. He's their closer type. They got like 3 different closers. Not officially their closer, but I think he acted as a closer. He had 8 saves at some point. Daniel Hudson comes in. That's the 5th pitcher used by the Nats, and that slows down the game a lot. Rosario's up, top of the 9th, 5-4 Mets. Here's the pitch from Daniel Hudson. That's a 26 and a 5. That's a defensive result. Roll that 2d6, see if it's an error or range play. This is going to be on the error board. And a 25, and that is going to be an error on Hudson, a ball that's hit back to him. He bobbles it, throw to first, not in time. Rosario, the speedy Rosario, beats it out. And E1 flashes on the scoreboard. So Rosario's on at first. Next is Lagares. Lagares is going to bunt. That's an 85. That's a line drive, and I believe that's an out. That's considered an out. And that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be an out. So we're going to roll that's a 9, which is a successful sacrifice. And to who? On top of there, it's the third baseman. So it's going to be 5-4 sacrifice. And that moves Rosario, the speedy Rosario, to second base. And here comes Todd Frazier, the hero of yesterday's game. And here's the pitch to Frazier. That's a 63, and that is strike 3, and Frazier downswing. So Frazier's had 2 at-bats. And next is the leadoff batter, Jeff Mcneil. He's a lefty. They're not going to walk him to get to Alonso here. You know what? And what I could do is actually I am going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to use the system in place that is basically Tony Sipp. Let's see if he's he's not available. Okay, he's not in the roster. So let me see if I have another lefty who I can bring in. Now we're going to get an advantage, a lefty advantage here. Because Mcneal is a lefty. I need a lefty specialist. Let's see if Dan Jennings is available. Dan Jennings is not on the roster. Let's see. I have Doolittle. Let's see if Doolittle does not get that advantage though. Elias doesn't either. Nope, I won't be able to do that. So I'm gonna I don't have any lefties outside of Elias, who's tired, and Doolittle, who doesn't get that advantage facing lefties, because he just didn't do that well against lefties. So I can't pull that. I can't bring in the lefty pitcher to face the lefty batter here and give the Nats an advantage. So it's going to be Jeff McNeil. Here's the pitch, looking for that one for the wild pitch, fastball. Here's the pitch. Oh, I had a 0. It's a 44 and a 7, and that is a fly ball right field. That may drop in, and no, getting to it just in time is Para. Nice catch by the baby shark. No runs, no hits, 1 left, bottom of the 9th. Edwin Diaz on the mound. He's going to face Cabrera, Rendon, and Soto. I'll tell you right now, this is going to be trouble for the Mets. They're only up by 1 run, 5-4. And here's Cabrera. Here's the pitch from Edwin Diaz. 62, that's ball 4. So Diaz puts the tying run on base. Just like that. Didn't take very long. And here's Anthony Rendon. That's a 22 and a 1. A 22 is a base on ball. So back-to-back walks by Diaz. Juan Soto. Pitch from Diaz, and that's a 48 and a 4, and that is a ground ball to second base. And that's going to be Cano, flips it to Rosario, throw to first, and not in time. So it's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Tying run is at third base now, so the Mets are going to have to play the infield in for Zimmerman. Ryan Zimmerman at the plate with the tying run at third base. First and third, 1 out. I'll get a little sip of water. Bottom of the 9th. Diaz on the mound for the Mets. The score is 5-4. Let's see if it's an error or it's going to be some sort of an error. A 16 is we got to roll again. Wait a second. Got to roll again. Actually, I don't know that I have to roll again. Hold on a second. Let me figure this out. 16. Yes, I do have to roll again. Absolutely. 31, and that is going to be a little number in front of the plate, and Ramos out from behind the plate pounces on it. Now on a G2, we got to look at the result on this on the ground ball chart because the infield is in. Oh, okay, you're right. It's a G2, so that is going to be, hold on. It is right here, infield in. Slow and hard ground ball. Runner on third holds, but on a regular ground ball, the runner on third gets in a rundown, and he's tagged out. Great play by Ramos. Moving to second is Soto. Zimmerman with a fielder's choice. Tagged out is Cabrera. And that's 2 outs. First and second, here comes Kurt Suzuki. So the Mets are 1 out away from winning this. Let's see what happens. So it was a little nubber in front of the plate, and for some reason, Cabrera just froze, and when he started going back, Ramos was right there and tagged him out. All right, so we're rolling for that wild pitch. Wild pitch. Here's the pitch to Suzuki, Edwin Diaz. And no, that's trouble. That's a base hit. And who do we have at second base? Soto's on second. Let's see his speed. A 0.8 is a single. Oh, he'll score for sure. Yep, he scores. The game is tied. Base hit Suzuki. Around to score is Soto. Zimmerman. Slow. He's going to be average, and average is going to send him. We're going to have to roll to get him, but it's a plus. So even average is going to go to third on that. That's a ball that's hit in the gap. It's cut off. It's only going to be a single, but it's an RBI single that ties the ball game by Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. And now runners on first and third, and up comes Victor Robles. Here's the pitch from Diaz. No wild pitch. And that is a 54. That's line base hit. Ball game is, it could be a home run. Hold on a second. I got to roll. And that ball is a base hit. Game is over. And Victor Robles Strokes went in the gap, and the Nats win the ball game by a score of 6-5. Edwin Diaz against the loss. What a surprise that is. RBI by Victor Robles. And that's the ball game, folks. So the Mets, after leading the whole game, end up losing in the bottom of the ninth. You know, Edwin Diaz gives up 2 runs on 2 walks and 2 hits. Yes, sirree. The Mets had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. The Nats with 2 runs there, 2 hits there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits. One error, no errors for the Mets. So the line score is the Mets 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Nats come from behind. They were not to be denied. They win at 6-5. The Nats had 6 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error, and they win it. The winning pitcher is going to be Danny Hudson. The losing pitcher is going to be Edwin Diaz. And as you know, I hate Edwin Diaz. .2, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, struck out none, no home runs, no hit by pitch, no walks, but he does get the loss. And that's about it. So this is Deep Drive Baseball. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure who the Mets play now. I have to input the data because the schedule is in there. I'll find out, but I'll keep on playing these games. Just in the mood to play Deep Drive Baseball. And that's about it, guys. So this is CP Cards and Dice. I hope you enjoyed the game. It was a good game till the end. I knew Edwin Diaz was going to blow it. It was just there was no way around it. Edwin Diaz was going to blow this game. I just had a feeling. You know, he was facing the heart of the order: Cabrera, Rendon, Soto, Zimmerman, Suzuki, and Robles. I mean, these guys won the World Series, and Edwin Diaz had a 6 ERA with a 2-7 record. Horrible. And he's not having a much better season this year, but we'll see what happens. This is CP Cards and Dice, and with Ron Darling and Keith Hernandez and Gary Cohen here in the booth with me, even though they stayed very quiet. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys.